viewers, and welcome to Life Without Balance with Dr. Chinwe. And today on the call, we have a fantastic Amazon in the house. She's an entrepreneur. She has a heart for women development. She's also into real estate. Of course, she's also a marketing consultant, so she wears different hats at different times. And today she's going to be talking to us about how to balance our life despite the ups and downs of the economy. Yes, we agree the economy is tough, but some people have found a way to have a smooth ride despite all odds. And she is one of the person who is doing so well in the industry of the real estate industry, and also helping to group young people to knowing what they should do. That person is Mrs. Ijeoma Theo-Nwangwu. You're welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Chinwe.
You're looking so amazing.
After you. It's always a pleasure working with you.
Good to have you here. So she's going to talk to us just after the break. Welcome back to the show, and of course our guest today is Mrs. Ijeoma. So talk to us. You're looking radiant, you're looking fantastic, you're looking everything natural and all of that. And in the heat of all this crisis we are seeing, you're still very emotionally, financially balanced. How do you cope with all of this? Or is the challenges, are you not in the same economy where people are complaining? Is there any way? Tell us what you're doing to make life keep going.
Well, to an extent, Dr. Chinwe, I don't think complaints solve problems.
Okay.
And for anyone, and also for me, I believe the God factor is the first factor. Then, wherever we came up from, how we were raised, our paradigm from young helps us to navigate through the rough waters.
Okay.
So, majorly gratitude for what is going on. Anything that is not happening to you alone should not kill you.
Okay.
If everybody is going through tough times, why should I be the one to give up? I won't be the one to give up. So navigating through this and balancing has to do with first God, then my partner, as in my husband, who gives that support, my children, who choose to obey and be raised well. And of course I have a support community.
Okay.
And I keep an open mind, like you said. I keep an open mind to things. I see what is going on is quite unfortunate. However, even if it means changing one person at a time, I'd like to send out this message out there that people should not give up.
Okay.
They said that tough times do not last, but tough people do.
Tough people do, yes, that's true. Tough times don't last. So
Yes.
this is just a phase, it will also come, it will come to pass.
Of course.
And then those who are standing will keep standing tall. If you want to stand tall, am I correct?
Yes.
Because some people are already giving up, that's the truth. Some people are already giving up.
No one should give up, please. No one should give up. You know that in our country, let's use Nigeria, every 4 years, power changes hands.
Yeah.
Also, economy changes hands.
Yeah, that's true.
And that every time when one part of the economy is down, the other part is up. It's always inversely proportional. Something goes down, something comes up.
So in this case, anything coming up, are you saying that as the economy is going down, something is coming up?
Some aspects of the economy is doing great. Okay, now, so if everybody is dropping their petrol consumption, gas is selling.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think if everyone is going to solar energy as well.
Gas is selling, solar is selling. People are eating food.
There must always be a balance in life, So
and more people are going into farming.
More people are going into farming.
Yes,
I think we should encourage things like that.
Yes,
so really.
People are exploring farming, and so it's also real estate. If people think, okay, people are not buying skyscrapers, people are buying land. They need to farm, and you farm on land, even though you can do your greenhouses and soilless farming, but it can never be all that bad at any time. And depending on what you're looking at or what you call if we are all in survival mode, we will survive.
We will survive.
We will survive.
So let's wear our survival mood. Be in survival mood, and of course we'll all survive.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And so let's look at you. You started off. I know that you're also a marketing consultant. Okay, and you're also into women development and all of that. Okay, and I also know that you've worked in an water engineering company and all of that. So at what point did you transit from one place to the other? Okay, you started off as working in an engineering company, but now I know you're into real estate. How did you do that movement?
So Dr. Chinwe, like in life, we have these three currencies, which is our time, our money, and our knowledge.
Time, money, and knowledge. Those are the three currencies that we.
These three currencies, it's quite. I can't start elaborating on what each holds.
Okay.
However, it's been said that if you need to grow one, you need the other two.
Okay.
Okay. So over time, one will start from somewhere.
Yeah.
Which makes us to realize that everything is seasonal.
Okay.
So while you are in your 9-to-5 job, you are giving value. You see it as giving value. It will help you to love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Once you take it as you're serving people, you're giving value, you will love what you're doing.
Okay.
And whatever you make from there, you open your mind, you learn. You open your heart, you open your mind. You'll be seeing opportunities. And of course you would have planned. Look at the future. Not really like saying, okay, you may not know whether there'll be cryptocurrencies 20 years back.
Exactly.
Okay, but at least there are things that you could do in view of, okay, let me have a 3-year plan or 5-year plan, and when you get to the 5 years, whatever that life throws at you, you're standing on a different pedestal every 1 year, 2 months, 3 years.
Yeah.
And then you are seeing further into the horizon, and you plan again and you keep moving. So that's just the way it is. So when I had this intention of, I love to see people grow. I love to see people develop. And however, for me, the development doesn't mean being stupendously rich.
Okay.
Development for me and life is from a holistic approach.
Okay.
So it has to do with my mental, my spiritual, my physical well-being, my financial well-being. So at every time, I'm not giving one up for the other. Okay.
So you're really actually striking the balance.
Yes, because if I say, okay, let me go all financial, I will lose relationships, I would lose my spiritual, I will lose my physical. What have I gained? Nothing. So you don't say, okay, let me keep it. By the time I become rich, I'll now go back to make friends. You'll be making wrong friends.
Exactly.
Because the people that will notice you when you're rich are not those people that come with you, even though you may have shaded some off, you know what I mean? Okay, but at the same time, there are a place you're coming from. So you try to strike that balance while growing. Okay. And growth is not just linear. It is all round. Okay. It's both horizontal, it's vertical, it's all round.
For those of us, for human beings, some of us are horizontal.
Just one way. Let us keep going this way until we hit 1 billion. You might hit 1 billion and you turn around and you don't have anybody coming with you. So what are you going to do with 1 billion? Okay,
so tell us, how did you shift from being working in an engineering company to real estate? And what was there in real estate that made you say, oh, this is where I want to pitch my tents?
Okay, so let's say that I'm still doing real water engineering, by the way.
Oh, really?
It's all incorporated. It had to do with, once I had a project in a developing estate. Okay. And I had to do their water, did the reticulation, connected all the houses there to the main borehole, did the tank and everything. And I was sitting one day and a lady walked in and she closed the deal right there in my presence. She closed the deal by selling one building. I think she sold it for 75 million, and I was like, this job I'm doing is not even up to 20 million, and someone is closing a deal of 75 million and she's getting a cut. And I was like, okay, fine, how do you do this? What does it take? I had to interview the lady. What did you study? How are you doing this? And she told me she just works in a real estate company, and then she's into marketing.
Okay, so it's not as if she studied real estate or something.
No, she didn't study that. So I looked at it and said, where would this come in into my space? Do I have the time to do this?
Yeah.
And now listen, the time came at a very difficult time in my life.
Wow.
Yes. I was in a hospital with my child in a facility for some months.
Oh, really?
And while I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, fine. Now I'm not seeing clients face to face, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
And then my workers are working in that site.
Okay.
And I could still talk to people over the phone.
Yeah.
So since I have this information, and then I posted something on my DP, and someone asked, how much is this going for?
Oh, really?
And so I was able to connect the people that actually own that property with the buyers, and I got a commission, and I told myself, okay, fine. So my my water engineering business is a brick and mortar business. So I have to have a warehouse, I have goods, and I have all that stuff. But doing real estate, to an extent, depending on the place you want to fix yourself in the value chain, doesn't need me to be there all the time, doesn't need me to have a stock of everything. So I could be closing deals for any platform, for any reputable real estate company without even being there on ground. But I'll do my checks and balances to make sure that what I'm doing is okay. So, and as one is advancing in age, one is looking at how do you slow down and still live the life you want to live. And these are some of the decisions, and that's why I said that it's all about the seasons. At the season I am in my life, yes, I love the fact that I am doing real estate.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. And so I was saying, I know you've traveled around. You're always in one country, out of the country, inside the country, doing business internationally and Nigeria. Is there any relationship? Do you think that because a lot of people are even living in the country, but I think that's most of them. I'm not speaking for them, but I know that it's because some people don't even know what to do. You were talking about you started real estate without even having. It's not like there was money you had to put down before you started. So what is it like for people who don't have money? How do you encourage them? What do they need to know?
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Chinwe. So remember our three currencies.
Okay, our three currencies. That is time, money, and knowledge. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I think I'm a good student.
Yes, you're great. So sales is one of the things you can start without money. And when people tell you, I need money to start this business, money may not be the main thing you need. What you need are your thoughts, your resilience, your determination, your consistency to doing something, and you can do it.
So we don't need to jackpot and all of those
things.
You
don't have to if you don't have to. It doesn't really mean that when you jackpot that you have El Dorado. It's not so. It can never be so.
Because you've been there and you're here, so I'm trying to relate it. I mean, you had a chance of wanting to stay there, but you're here.
Yes,
so
yes.
Precisely,
I don't feel like I'm losing anything. It depends on how anybody feels about it. A lot of people will disagree. Initially, a lot of people keep saying, because you have this, maybe that's why you don't understand, you're not suffering, you are not seeing. It cannot be so. I go through what everybody goes, but like I said, it's all in your mind. There are lots of resources in Nigeria. Untapped, untouched. However, you keep wondering what is going on in the mind of the people. The people maybe have been psychologically defeated or damaged, or what would I say? But I won't dwell on the negatives. So we're looking at, before you jackpot, take a look around. Because when you go there, your eyes might open and you will now see, so there are these opportunities here, and how am I going to harness it? I cannot say that Nigeria is going through the best of times. But however, in the chaos, you find perfection. In chaos, you find perfection. Wow. Please, let's understand. Sometimes when there's chaos and you start fretting, it won't solve the problem. You can't even think. Except you calm down. And then you can think. So like we said, now petrol is an issue.
Okay.
People started thinking immediately, how do we get to run our generators using gas?
Okay.
Because it's possible. How do you have a whole lot of universities with engineering students and they are not making use of the skill?
Exactly.
That is what it is. And then you have people now doing the soccer waves, where you can generate your gas, cooking gas. That's a biogas.
So it's also good to have these challenges so our eyes can open,
that's the
our
only
mind
way.
can
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes,
if you don't have that, you know that it is actually it's something I tell people in real estate. It is the foolish children of the rich that will create wealth for the wise children of the poor.
The foolish children of the rich,
yes,
will create wealth for the wise children of the poor.
Yes.
Wow. Please break it down a bit.
So when the poor sees these properties, things that interest them, they start asking questions. How did this person make it? And so they adopt this person's life. I want to live this kind of life. And that person has a story. Apparently, the rich man you're seeing his properties in Ikoyi started life somewhere in Amukoko, or somewhere in the creeks, and then was trading, struggled for years, and through determination, networking, and knowledge, got to where they are.
Okay.
But he's raising children who have this mentality that they deserve this. What do you call that kind
I
of?
think it's when I say ownership mentality or something. I don't know
that they deserve this, so they are okay. So you provide everything for them, and then the next day, if the man is no more there, they don't know how to produce what they're enjoying. They will sell, and who are they selling to? Who are they selling to?
Because they can't maintain the wealth.
Yes, the poor guy that has been working and looking forward to acquiring this